So sit back and enjoy this one. They were due to play at last year's French Open Roland Garros on the clay in Paris. Serena not able to take to the court that day with a slight problem with her right pectoral muscle. It was very early in her comeback.
What we might expect tonight, and you're looking at two of the best competitors in the women's game, and you certainly expect a level of intensity, point in and point out. You hope to maybe see a high level of serving. Both these players at their best have that as a weapon. And that is such an important part of Serena Williams' game. When her game unfolds, it's a lot of times behind her serve. Affects her movement, allows her to be a lot quicker off the mark.
Williams. Seems like a fraction long, but we're not interested in challenging. First game.
And right out of the gate, I mean, you see from Serena the little fist pump. I mean, she clearly understands how important these early games are. Obviously holding serve, giving herself a chance here. Perhaps get some looks at a break. But she does not want to get down early in this match.
Yes, it doesn't matter that she's won 19 of their 21 meetings. It's still Maria Sharapova, 5 times a Grand Slam champion, winner here back in 2006. It's still a formidable opponent that requires 100% concentration.
And so many players, there are opponents that they really don't like to lose to, and I think for Serena, Sharapova is one of those opponents. I mean, you mentioned stemming back from Wimbledon. That was a tough loss back in 2004. Sharapova won her first Grand Slam. Fantastic forehand from Serena on the run, stretched out, and gets a beautiful angle. The champions don't forget. They remember. They remember.
Serena doesn't. If she had a list on her fridge door about the player that she list of who she least likes to lose against, Maria would be #1 in bold capitals, wouldn't she?
I think she'd be top of the list.
However, it's great to see the 32-year-old rushing back. She had minor shoulder surgery in February this year, missed 4 or 5 months, came back in Mallorca. They have grass courts in Spain these days, who'd have thought? And it's been, it's been slow progress for her.
Talk about Serena not wanting to lose to Sharapova, but there has to also be a certain level of respect, knowing how dangerous Sharapova can be. So that's also a factor. That's who Sharapova's been working with since Wimbledon.
Yeah, he has a fantastic academy very close to Monte Carlo, just over the border in Italy. And we were very surprised that she turned to Piatti, one of the great coaches. He famously, he worked with so many wonderful Italian players over the years, but he was so important in Djokovic's formative years. Ivan Lubicic he worked with, and Ivan was a young guy fleeing all the problems in the former Yugoslavia. Borna Coric he works with now, the 11th seed in the men's draw. And he is a top coach. An interesting choice. Good start from Maria. Don't underestimate her out here.
And you mentioned Piatti, real technical coach.
He's a very technical coach.
To focus on that. And you would imagine for Sharapova, with the struggles she's had with her shoulder, the injury, the surgeries, sometimes your technique kind of goes off a little bit. You start compensating when you have that pain. So it's a constant battle to make sure you have the right technique, to try to make little adjustments. There's a real good Hawkeye stat that we were looking at about Sharapova's serve since Wimbledon, that she is getting more unreturned first serves, 21%, and it's up now to 35% of unreturned first serves. Maybe more of a factor tonight. But so far, Serena, she looks very smooth, isn't muscling the serve. That's a good sign for her. Another area that Sharapova would look to capitalize on. Second serve, stepping in, immediately trying to put Serena on her heels.
I love the way you described that. That's Serena not muscling her serve and just letting it happen, and you can see that very clearly in these early stages. It's a great sign for Williams.
After we
when I said it, not
so
when you did.
About
no, you said it. She was fine. I said it, and it all went wrong. Hasn't probably had the amount of time on the practice court she's needed in recent weeks. Has had a problem with her back. Oh yes, here we go.
One thing we know, these players, they played so many times, and they know each other's tendencies. It's definitely not going to be a lot of surprises in Sharapova reading that serve beautifully. It's because of the movement, and when Serena can get Sharapova stretched out, the advantage goes to her side of the court significantly.
Game from Williams. Well, the battle lines have been drawn on serve. Early doors here on Ash.
2-1, first set.
Alpha Ash Stadium dominating at the skyline of Flushing Meadows. Two great champions taking the court for the opening night session here at the 2019 US Open.
But in these early stages of the match, we were seeing a very high percentage of first serves from Sharapova, trying to use that serve to take control early in these rallies. Taking a little bit off of that first serve, and she's close to 90% of her first serves in this first game and a half, and it's definitely going to be a recipe for success if she can continue but still get the pace and the direction on that shot. It's going to be important as this match goes on for Sharapova to try to get Serena moving. I mean, Serena's movement has gotten better over the last couple of weeks, but it still at times can be just a little bit sluggish, especially early in matches. Sharapova trying to take advantage of that. There's so much pressure on Sharapova when she has to throw that second serve in. Just not a lot on it. Right in the middle of the box. It's like target practice for Serena.
Well, she did very well to hang on to that second serve, but not really matching Williams in the trade. An early chance here for the American. Might be enough in this contest in this opening set, but it's the first significant blow struck by Serena.
Williams leads 3-1, first set.
Well, there's so much going on here at this year's US Open, and I tell you what you need is the US Open app, which you can download for the latest scores and highlights and news, and it's available in the App Store and the Google Play Store. I'm not entirely sure what the Google Play Store is, but it's something good, I'm sure.
It's mostly going to be for Android phones, so you must have an iPhone.
Yes. Have you got an Android?
I've got Android.
That's why you knew what it was. You educated me, not just on Serena's serve and all things tennis technical and Maria's ball toss. It's technology as well. It's fantastic.
Serena's getting just a little more depth on some of these shots, and that's what's giving Sharapova problems. A few more unforced errors from Sharapova. His last service game, under some pressure here.
Top right of your picture, just behind Patrick. You can see her now. That's Kathy Ireland. She was a super duper, one of those supermodels in the 1980s and 90s, but a brilliant businesswoman as well. Well, she looks sharp.
It looks like she has so much time on some of these shots. Serena does. Like Lee there, and Mike Tyson as well. All the stars are in the house.
Who is a huge tennis fan. I'll tell you, he's also here. His daughter plays. Yes. Yeah. I'll tell you, who's also here tonight. Gladys Knight is here.
That's right.
She loves her tennis. The Empress of Seoul is in the house. And Serena is serving up a treat, quickly moving now into a 4-1 lead. Williams dominating this opening set. We are under the lights on the Arthur Ashe Stadium, day one of this year's US Open.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take notice of the seats now.
On the stages of this first round match. And Aryna Sabalenka, former champion here from a world #1, already down an early break to her nemesis, Serena Williams.
Thank you, gentlemen at the back of the court. Thank you.
So far, it's been smart tennis overall from Serena. I mean, that shot, that forehand, she just rolled it. Perfect rhythm. Gave herself space away from the sidelines.
So important, I think, that this match is being played under the lights, because these two have the most fabulous records in this unique environment in front of 23,000 plus here on Ashe. He's only lost once 23 night session matches. That was last year, actually, to Carlos Navarro in the 4th round. And Serena's won more under the lights than any other player, male or female, more than Roger Federer. She owns this stage.
Serena is rolling that forehand, the spin, the action that she's getting on her shots, a lot of margin over the net, well inside the lines, and just get the sense she is playing right now so well within herself. And this is the type of tennis she can play 2, 3, 4, 5 sets if needed. Another break point.
Champion here, so comfortable.
Williams leads 5 games to 1.
The hard work really has been done in this opening set. Perfect.
It's one of those matches that you get the sense for Serena that she is not going to lose focus. And Sharapova is going to have to do something more to get Serena out of this rhythm.
And that right now seems very unlikely, doesn't it? Sharapova's not playing badly out here.
Just a few too many unforced errors and just can't afford it. A shot like that, and Sharapova just can't miss, and she's missed a few too many of those. Trying to put Serena in trouble. The shot is there.
She's had to go for broke tonight. Serena looks so comfortable. 3 set points. She takes the first set in just 24 minutes. Very comfortable opening set. What can Sharapova do here? Start of the second. Look at the clock. Less than half an hour they've been on court this evening.
Tough so far for Sharapova because she plays such a high-risk game, doesn't have quite as much spin, hits the ball a little bit flatter, and she's trying to get the depth, but it's caused more errors and more mistakes. Tyson, he knew how to throw in some knockout punches. That's certainly what Serena is looking to do here if she can get the early break of serve. I think about the 21 times that these two have played, it's gone 3 sets, only 5 of those occasions. And overall, it's been more one-sided for Serena in terms of the scores of some of these matches.
Well, the disaster for Maria is that at the US Open, only twice in 91 matches has Serena Williams lost a match when she has won the opening set. The numbers are overwhelming, and Williams knows it. A set and 1 love now for the 6-time former champion.
First game, second set. Ladies and gentlemen, behind the players, seats quickly, please. Thank you.
All the stats, all the numbers stacking up against Sharapova right here.
From Serena, not a lot that Sharapova could do, more than she did. But overall, Sharapova's got to compete a little bit better here. I mean, that's one of her strengths and an intangible. And right now, the numbers are stacking up on Serena's side, but Sharapova's got to find a way somehow on some of these points. One of the reasons that Serena is so successful when she wins that first set is she understands how to stretch a lead. She's a front runner. She plays even better when she's ahead in matches. And Sharapova, she's got to stick closer to her here in this second set. Not an easy task, having dropped serve immediately.
Might have brought a glimpse there, Sharapova wearing the little band across her nose just to help her breathing.
She's been wearing that at least for the last 2 or 3 weeks that I've noticed, and as mentioned, that it seemed to help. Looking for every advantage out there. In some trouble again here.
Williams.
Williams running a very smooth operation.
Williams leads.
Just trying
2 games to love. Second.
Outdo Venus. By the way, those two players that have beaten Serena when Serena has won the first set here at the US Open, would you want to have a guess?
Well, for sure, the most famous one, in Roberta Vinci. And that for sure. I don't remember the first one. First time.
First time, Jennifer Capriati, quarterfinal 2004.
Wow. Yeah.
I'd obviously look that up. Nice.
Well, that's a match where they had all the problems with the Hawkeye. That's
why. 2 years later, the Hawkeye Challenge came in, and as you look round at the US Open now, it's on every single court. I can't imagine what that must cost over the fortnight. Doesn't matter where you are, though, you have Hawkeye.
When you think about how much money there is at stake at these tournaments, and it's only fair that every court should have the same advantage.
If you're stuck out on court 14, or I mean, I don't think there's any bad courts here. I think it's stunning. But if you are on a less high-profile court, why shouldn't you have the same access to technology?
It's only the second double fault of the match for Sharapova. That's a much better point shot selection from Sharapova, getting a little more trajectory on those forehands, still getting the depth.
It's almost as if, Gianna, when she sees Serena down the other end of the court, she just over-revs. She just maxes out on everything because that's what she feels she needs to do. It's a much better game from the former champion. She stayed in touch, but Serena in charge, leading by a set and a break.
Williams leads 2 games to 1, second set, and by 1 set.
Here at Flushing Meadow.
Sharapova was able to extend the rally. Although she was on her heels a bit in the middle of that point, got good angle in that last shot. Talk about how well Serena can serve. A lot of it is the kick serve that she can throw in behind the big flat serve. And that time it got out of Sharapova's strike zone.
This is big. This is a little better. Wasn't really in the conversation at all in that opening set. Just held the once in her initial service game. I'd love to see a contest here. Piatti with that sort of scraggy beard and the back cap hiding, one of the great coaches in world tennis. And he's interested because Maria's got a little opening here.
Just a little over-anxious. Actually got ahead of that shot, perhaps thinking it was going to come at her a little harder and flatter. Had a little more spin on it. Yeah, great shot. Sharapova did just about everything right. Looked for her opportunity, pounced on it, and Williams came up with an even better reply.
Advantage, Williams.
And anytime Sharapova has put the ball just a little bit shorter, right here, not moving Serena, plenty of time, just gives it a go.
She looks well in charge, doesn't she? But it's Maria down the other end.
She wants to have a look at it. On the left baseline, the ball goes out.
It felt long, the way it drifted just at the end of its flight. Paul confirmed that felt like such an important hole for Serena, who's going to be nervous.
3 games to 1.
First time walking out on this court. Well, we were here 12 months ago. The drama's a final that will never be forgotten for all the wrong reasons. Don't forget to go to usopen.org. It has all the live scores, highlights, stats, whatever you want. It's there.
And that last game felt even bigger because it was the first opportunity that Sharapova had to break serve. She had back-to-back chances. The second one wasn't a lot she could do about it. Serena just took that game in the end. And although Sharapova has still continued to get good serves in, the first serve, points won, it's dropped dramatically since the early stages of the match. Just 55% points won behind that first serve. That is too low. It'll be interesting to see compare the pace that Sharapova has had on her shots throughout her career and maybe where she is now, because some of those shots, I mean, she's hitting it fully, but it's just not doing as much. And Serena, again, having too much time.
Yeah, they know how important this first round is. More pressure on the shoulders of Sharapova. Serena Williams' house. Job is almost done. The former champion leads by a set and a double break.
4 games to 1, second set, and by 1 set below.
Well, the proposed blockbuster has not as yet lived up to its billing. So far, it's been the Serena Williams show.
types of shots that Sharapova has to hit. And she wants to get herself back into this match. And it has just been difficult to produce that type of tennis, point in and point out, because of the way Serena has played.
And these days, Maria not playing the top players week in, week out. Serena, the 8th seed here. I always find it strange when Serena's at any tournament, I automatically look to the top of the draw, because no one really, since Serena had her child 2 years ago, no one really has filled those shoes and dominated the sport, has really made that #1 ranking their own. She's projected, if she does reach the quarterfinals, potentially to play Ash Barty, French Open champion, if Ash is able to get there. We always say that with lots of ifs and buts and question marks. It wasn't like that in the days of Graf and Sellers and Evert and Navratilova.
There's a lot more parity in the women's game, and especially at the top of the game. Barty needed 3 sets to get through her first round, but turned things around just when she needed to.
I think Patrick must be sitting on his hands this evening after all the dramas of 12 months ago. He's a good guy, Patrick. So, for a second successive Williams service game, Sharapova has a little look, and that just shows you how important just saving those couple of breaks points was for Serena just a game or so ago.
Let's discuss it.
But those are the types of shots that have given Sharapova trouble all match. I mean, pace, the depth from Serena, and Sharapova just not getting her feet into position a little bit late and missed well wide. Much better. Taking it early. Getting just a little more spin, and it's sticking out into the court. And it is not easy to try to hit these types of shots, but still so much margin. That's what Sharapova has to try to recreate.
Regardless of the scoreline, the intensity is never dialed down. Second break point in this game disappears in a flash. And Serena, this will be good for her confidence. 4 break points she's already saved in the second set, and she's saved them with 4 first serves.
Miss Sharapova on the left service line, the ball is called in.
That was a pacey second serve. And that's a successful challenge for Sharapova, so she's got another go at this just to try and retrieve one of the breaks. It looks a little late.
Another miss that was a very makeable ball for Sharapova. against this type of opponent, playing this type of tennis, you just can't afford.
Advantage, Williams.
What a reaction from Serena, as if she's had the worst serving evening of all time. Well, strangely enough, the second set has been far more competitive than the first, but certainly not representative of the scoreline.
Williams leads 5 games to 1. Second set.
And the margin of victory very similar. Maria unable to hold here to Miami over a decade ago in the fourth round. It's Williams 1-1. 2006 champion playing for pride here on the opening night of this year's US Open. And she made the hour mark.
As well as Serena has played, the one thing you just might point to, unforced errors from Sharapova, and maybe the competing, not finding a way and digging in like we might have seen her do a few years ago. This one certainly has always been a tough matchup, and there's been a lot of one-sided sets, and Serena, she's trying to make it 2 more here tonight.
On the right, far sideline, the ball was called.
Sums up what you've been saying. Just too many loose ones from the Sharapova game, and it did catch. That's a shame for Maria.
Replay the point.
It's been so hard for her to get on the front foot out here tonight.
15-30.
And I love that expression. She's a set and 5-1 down, but she plays as if it's the first point of the match. Times against her opponent tonight, she's been in this position. Williams going for win number 20. Patrick Moratolu looking at his watch. Yes, not even an hour on the clock. A dominating performance by the six-time champion. I'm not sure even she can believe quite how straightforward it was tonight. But here on her stage, the most famous stage in tennis, Williams looking absolutely supreme. So let's hear from Serena. She's with Renee.
Well, Serena,
Stokes.
first of all, congratulations. Prior to the match, I asked you about what it means to you to come out in this court, and you know how much these fans love you. What's it like for you to be back out here once again tonight?
Thank you guys so much. I've had a lot of fans here, but I think you guys really did it tonight. You don't understand how much it means to me from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much.
Serena, the draw comes out. You're a type of person that doesn't like to know the draw too early before the tournament. I learned that lesson once. But when you were told that you played Maria Sharapova first round, what did you think?
I mean, obviously, I'm going against a player that's won 5 Grand Slams and been in the final of even more. So that's never easy. So it's like, every practice after that was super intense and super focused because, it's an incredibly tough draw.
What is it about Maria? I mean, this is a number of times, I believe 19 in a row that you've beaten Maria. What is it about her that brings out the absolute best in you?
Like I said, she's such a good player, and when you play her, you have to be super focused. So every time I come up against her, I just bring out some of my best tennis.
You're controlling the match so well. You win the first set comfortably, you're up comfortably in the second, and all of a sudden a couple of break points, particularly at 2-1, and you hit that fantastic backhand down the line. You knew, I think, at that moment that was a huge point for you.
Yeah, that was definitely a big point for me. She's the kind of player that gets momentum and she starts going. So I, was like really excited that I hit that winner. But, it was a fun match.
Okay, so that match is over now. So you can relax somewhat tonight. What do you do now that you can sort of relax? Because Patrick did say that your practices have been very intense of late.
Yeah, no, they've been super intense. I just play with my baby. I'm obsessed with my daughter. We were at the fair the other day, so maybe we'll go back. And that's what I do to relax. I come out here and I have such a great opportunity to play this sport in front of you guys, and then I feel even more blessed to go home to my family and my daughter, and it's just, oh my gosh, it's the best.
Okay, last couple of questions. We appreciate it. Physically, you looked great tonight, but the last time we saw you was, unfortunately, you had to default that match in Canada. It was a walkover in the final. Physically, how's the body?
Yeah, the body's good. I feel good. My back's a lot better. So I'm excited. This is going to be fun.
All right, Serena, I don't do this very often, but I'm going to give you the last word. What do you want to say to these great fans this year?
Thank you for supporting me. I've said it once, but I've had a lot of tough matches here and a lot of tough losses, but coming out tonight makes it all worthwhile. So thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, the great Serena Williams. Back to you guys.
Well, that was one way of acknowledging maybe how difficult it was 12 months ago, and to get over that loss and to come out and reset and renew. And she's made a big statement tonight. Step 1 of 7 looked very good, Charlotte, didn't it?
Yeah, her first match since that final last year, and it was a tough one. Could have been a tough one. But from the beginning, Serena looked so focused. She was moving well. You could sense the fact that she just did not want to give Sharapova an opening in this match, and that's exactly what she did. She closed the door time and time again, and that should bode well for her as she works her way, tries to work her way through this draw.
And look at the joy out there. Serena is having fun, and it's lovely to see on a day, I don't know if you called it earlier, statue unveiled to Althea Gibson.
I absolutely did.
The first African-American to play, male or female to play. It was then the US Nationals twice, the champion here. And without Althea, there probably wouldn't have been Serena and Venus and the great things that they've been able to do. And the Williams family have had a pretty good day one, haven't they, at the US Open. Venus really playing brilliantly earlier on Armstrong, and now tonight, Serena lighting up Arthur Ashe. This Williams story, has got a few more chapters in it, hasn't it?
Well, Venus and Serena lost just 3 games between the two of them. So
I tell you,
it's going to be a happy night for the Williams family, for sure.
Isha, like, great, keep it up, girls.
They're liking today.
Short day, not too many tennis balls watched. They can go back and have a glass of wine or whatever they like to do at the end of the evening. No stress.
Exactly. Sister Lynn was also there in the box, so it could be a really nice evening with the way these two women have played, Venus and Serena. And the night, though, it belonged to Serena Williams.